Our stockings are hung by the chimney with care. Hey y'all, it's Beth. Thanks so much for dropping by the channel today. Today I want to share with you my Christmas home decor tour, and we didn't do as much as we normally do, but let's face it, it's been a busy year with going back to work this year, but I still wanted to be festive. So let's start on the outside and then we'll go on inside and see all the things that I've changed up and all of the things that still bring me joy. Christmas house, and I love everything about it. We do not have the bushes in the front because we lost those in the freeze, and those used to have a whole bunch of lights on them. But I absolutely love the 2 Christmas trees, one in each window. My Frosty is an all-time favorite, and I've got some other favorites that I'll show you as we get closer. The only manger scene that I have is just a little lit box, but I really do like the way that it lights up. On this side, I've got my trusty friend Frosty and one of the trees that you can see in the window. Then going across the porch, I have my little swinging love seat and my big lit up wreath. And then on this side, another tree in the window and some lit up Christmas presents. I have a few lawn decorations. It's hard to see them at night, but y'all, can you believe all these flowers still blooming in December in Texas? That's because we've had 80-degree temperatures up until today. We have a few little glowing lights that shine on the garage. Very simple decorations by the front door. Just a Christmas wreath, a little Merry Christmas sign, and of course, Santa himself. So y'all come on inside and let's see the rest of the house. Okay, y'all, we're gonna start in the master bedroom where I just have one little Santa pillow there on the bed. This is one of my favorite trees. This is mine and Lovey's tree, and I'll show it to you here all glowing, and then I'll turn the light on so that you can see each piece. This again was something that I've had for a very long time, a little fiber optic Avon angel that I got from a dear friend. And I just love the way that she sparkles. Y'all, so here's Lovey and I's tree. It is just a little blue tree with silver and gold and some white ornaments on there. There's a picture of me and Lovey. I've shown this tree before. This tree, we did not change anything about it this year. I did add down here the little Bible that is behind the kissing angels. Is actually my Bible that was given to me by my great grandmother there, so it is very special to me. But this is a little simple tree with a few simple ornaments here in the bedroom. Nothing much changed in the spare bathroom. I did not decorate the master bath this year, but I did put up my little seashell tree there that I love so much. And this year I got a new ornament from the ladies at my small group from church. I love that, and I think it makes a great accent to this little decor piece. In our guest bedroom, it is just a simple little bedroom, and you have seen this tree before. This was the tree that I spotlighted for the Ho Ho Holiday Tree Collab that was hosted by Tammy at Vintage Uprising Texas, Miss Martha of Vintage Conversation. So I'll link that video right above, but if you did not see it, go back because I go through all of these beautiful vintage ornaments that my great grandmother had on her tree. The only thing that was added to that was this cute little angel tree topper. It was a vintage Christmas craft kit that Patrick, the trusty huckster mercantile, sent me, and I was one of the people who received a kit, and we made these live on Patrick's channel. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. So if you have not seen that, I will link that in the description below as well as in the iCards above. But I just love the little jewel brights that are on this tree. And I always say, this must be my guardian angel right here because she looks like she's had a rough time. And in this room is also some dolls. This is a little Christmas mouse that my granny made, as well as these two little dolls right over here. A little red velvet bear and this other little doll. And another grandmother or great-grandmother of mine tatted this whole little comforter here, so it is very old. My grandmother also made the Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy, and they are reading the 12 Days of Christmas in South Carolina, which was a gift to me in a cradle that was handmade by my dad. Now on this little dresser here, I have a picture that was painted by my great granny. She was a wonderful artist. Just a little vintage postcard here that I got, and then I used my clear glass bowl, bring back the clear glass, to put a little bit of pop of color in there with some Christmas ornaments. The only other thing that I added to this room this time was a hand-drawn picture that my great granny also made. And if I'm not mistaken, this is her homestead. So this room is just a very sentimental room for me. I just love how it all comes together and represents all of the handcrafted and wonderful things that my great-grandparents and my parents made for me. Okay, y'all, this is my messy studio, so ignore all the paint and the ribbon and everything else, but this is where, of course, I put my princess tree. I showed you this tree last year. It has several of my little tiaras on there. It has some very memorable people on there. There is a picture of my stepdad, I lovingly called my Big Daddy, and I even added this year to the tree this little broken brooch, and I thought it was a perfect match, y'all. What do you think? Let me know what you think below. But I have a lot of pictures on here, some great memories of some beautiful people who have been in my life, like this little nugget. She was a kiddo in my classroom that I just adored. She became my mini-me. And down here under the tree, I have all of the little willow tree angels that she gave to me. And this one actually got broken. It had a little heart on it, but I put a little vintage postcard there. Now this year I also added my nutcracker and a picture that I got from Debbie at Our Vagabond Travels, and a little lamb that I got from Barbie at Punk, Funk, and Junk. But who doesn't love a princess tree, complete with tiaras? That one says, "Give me a tiara and I can save the world." The hallway in the back of the house. I love this piece. I actually bought this piece to try to replicate and make it, but I never have had time to do that, but I absolutely adore this piece. And then on my shelf that Lovey made me, I started to do some clustering of like items, and this is what I call my elf shelf. And I found these 3 little Homeco elves with the Littlest Christmas Elf Goldenrod book, and I did find my first ceramic Christmas tree. Now there is a light in there, but you're not able to see it. And then on the bottom, I do keep the cross with the little crocheted church there. And y'all, that's actually a music box. Found that in one of my hauls, and I'll link the haul right above so that you can see it. I love this little angel, and new this year is The Shepherd Boy of Bethlehem. This was a book that was gifted to me by Dolores at Miss Dam Jewelry. And it was presented to Evan Jackson for very good attendance in 1959. Good job, Evan. And also with that came this little shepherd figurine right here. I just love those too. And it fits perfect on my shelf. And then at the bottom, I just have a little pillow that says Season's Greetings. But this is one of my favorite places to decorate. And Lovey made this for me, and it gets used all the time. Inside the front door, I just decorate my little chalkboard, and then I will show you the living room. We have a very open space And as you can tell, y'all, I don't like a lot of stuff on my walls, but this year I added a few things. So to the top of my vintage secretary, I kept the little decorations on my cross with my vintage postcards in the same place as I had them last year. But I love this piece of furniture. A Christmas bear and a little wooden Christmas tree. And this section right here, I have a sugar candle with a little drummer boy. And this piece came from Israel when I went on my pilgrimage to Israel for 10 days. I love that piece with some vintage sheet music. And down at the bottom, just another little goldenrod book on an old piece of furniture that is, of course, waiting to be painted. Some little reindeer. This may be one of the oldest pieces that I actually have that was gifted to me, and it was made by a friend of mine. Such a cute idea. I say every year I'm gonna do one, but I never do. The painted basket with some pine cones and some lights and a little bit of poinsettia flowers in there. And y'all, how cute is that? Like I said, it is finally cool enough to maybe turn on a small fire, but this is our little fireplace with Santa right above, and our stockings are hung by the chimney with care. On the couch, just a few pillows and a Christmas blanket, and I have these little chair backs right here. Those were so cute. I've had those for a long time. Now this is something new. Right here is a big picture in our living room, and I wrapped it with some vintage looking wrapping paper and put a big bow on it right beside the Christmas tree. On this Christmas tree, y'all, this is the family Christmas tree. I did add this little wooden rocking horse that I've had in my booth for a while. I'm going to repaint that. Yes, I am. But I may make it into a unicorn. I haven't decided, but I thought it would look super cute right here beside the Christmas tree. Now this tree has all of the ornaments from my grandmother, from my mom and mine's house, some that Lovey and I have gotten together. And let me just show you a few of my favorites. These would be my favorite ornaments. My great-grandmother made those because, of course, they didn't really have a lot of money to buy ornaments, so she made her own, including these darling little walnut shells with glitter and a little bit of felt. I love that. I also have on the tree lots of ornaments from different places. I try to get one everywhere we go. Two new ornaments this year is this little Holy Bible glass ornament, which was a gift from my friend Hetty. And also, this one is a hand-painted ornament. I made that one and painted that one. I think we sold out of those ornaments, I'm not sure. And one is the other new ornament that was given to me by my friend, Miss Rackley, who works with me. So I love to add new ornaments to my tree, and I love to have these old ornaments just intermixed with all of those. Going into the dining room, I have my family's cedar chest here with just a little pillow. And the dining room, as you know, is one of the areas that I most often decorate. And let's go around and see what I've got. Now, I told you I started grouping some things, and this little runner, this reindeer feed runner, I actually got from Michelle at Comfy Cozy Living last year, and I got to use it this year. So all of these things are reindeer or Rudolph related. Got some vintage postcards, some vintage books, and some sheet music. It says 32 feet and 8 little tails. And then I recently found these little tins in a shop down in Rosenberg, so I thought those were cute. Now I always to decorate my farmhouse windows, and this year I decided just to add all of my Christmas cards to those. But of course, my favorite is this piece that I believe I got from Sandy and Otto, Miss Trish. Oh, I love this little crocheted Santa. So my table just has a thrifted tablecloth and some Dollar Tree Santa hat chair backs. And y'all, I've had those so long. And on top of that, I put my tiered tray that has a lot of greenery in it this year. So let's take a look and see what's on it. Now this is a Mrs. Claus sugar that went with a Mr. Claus creamer, but y'all, I dropped it and broke it. But she was so stinking cute, I could not use her. So I just added her to my tiered tray with a milk glass hobnail that my great-grandmother had. And I added some red cardinals and some winter greenery to that. A little winter scene vintage place card. And I have 2 of these little candles, these vintage candles. There's one here, and I think one on the bottom on the other side. This little Lefton angel playing the accordion, y'all. I love her. Her wings are broken. I don't care, so I kept her. And I think the last thing on this top piece is my Scotch 10 tape. I've only found 2 of those. Here is the other candlestick. And this piece back here is a giant matchbook that I found at a Galveston antique store, and I'll link that video right above. And one of my favorites, y'all, is this little Santa mouse. Isn't she darling? It's like a little Mrs. Claus mouse. Another Scotch 10 tape. This one is much smaller, but I love it. And I believe that Barbie from Punk Funk and Junk sent me this in a little package topper with one of my gifts from her. So I really like that a lot. And that's my little tiered tray. Now over here is going to be all of my Santas. I told you I started putting things together, and all of these things are thrifted, except for this one. Now my great-grandmother made this, and the eyes and the beard and the eyebrows, all of that had fallen off, so I went in and repaired that. But she made that little quilted Santa there, and this was in a box of things that a friend of mine, we call her Miss Wendy Lou Sue, gave to me, and I could not believe that. I thrifted both of these 1,000 candy Santas with all of this little tiered Santa box. The sheet music is thrifted. The little tin, the Santa bank. This is one of those Homeco Santa banks that everybody likes. And both of these items are also thrifted. A little Santa Claus record. There's the other part of the tin. Just some napkins. Now this one wasn't thrifted. This I have probably had for about 25 years. It's a little gourd that's painted like Santa. Down here, some more items, and these little Santas here came from Michelle at Newton's Cupboard. This side, I have some snowmen. Now, here's my other tree, and I did not count this in my total of trees, which I have 6 of this year. I think I put up 8 last year, but I did not count this little tree simply because it just has the lights on it. I don't have very many snowmen items, so I've got to start working on that for next year. The little pointy head snowman was a gift, but the other 2 items are thrifted. And down here, if you know anything about the Polar Express, one of my favorite parts of that movie is where the scary guy is on top of the train and he's drinking out of the thermos. So I thought that was a cute little accessory for the Polar Express book. Above the window is one of my favorite sayings at Christmas from my all-time favorite movie. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. You know what movie that line is from? Leave it in the comments below. Y'all, the last place we'll go today is the kitchen. You've seen this sign several times in many of the Bake With Me's. I also wrapped these two pictures that hang in my kitchen. They're older pictures and I'm actually going to be painting them. I do have a little apron there. This is real life, so this is my kitchen. This is the new tree. This year I decided to make a cookie cutter Christmas tree, and I found this tree in the pot at the bins. And so I only paid $3 for the tree, and of course, because we always make sweet treats, I had all of these cookie cutters. So it's just a fun little tree that I added a little Christmas cookies cookbook, a treats and sweets jar that was gifted to me, and a teddy bear that I've had for a really long time. Now on the table are some sweet treats and goodies, and this bucket is too cute. These are all the sweet treats and goodies that were gifted to me at the end of the school year. Over in this section is my little cookie decorating section. I've got my cookie elf hat, my vintage Christmas cookies cookbook, and just a few vintage cooking tools and a super cute little tray. The only other area that is decorated is the shelf right above my sink. I just have my glasses from Jerusalem, a couple of candles, and this special girl right here. This was a gift from Michelle at Newton's Cupboard. It says Carolina Princess on the bottom, and y'all, she even has a tiara on. Perfect for me. Thanks, Michelle. That's it, y'all. That's my holiday home tour this year. Few things changed, lots of things stayed the same. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I can't wait to spend time with you next year in 2022. Merry Christmas, y'all. Y'all stay pretty and be sweet. Bye-bye.